Hello. Today we explore prediction tasks, mapping inputs to outputs. In our previous video, we explored the crucial challenges of maintaining high-quality data. Now, we will see what we actually do with that data by diving into the world of prediction tasks. At its core, a prediction task is about using existing information, or inputs, to forecast or determine unknown outcomes, which we call outputs. Think of it as building a system that can learn from past examples to make informed guesses about future or unseen situations. This process involves a prediction model, acting as a bridge to transform our inputs into meaningful outputs, helping us make better decisions. Inputs are simply the pieces of information we already have or can easily obtain that are relevant to our prediction. These are the observed facts, the data points, or the characteristics that help us understand the situation. For instance, if we want to predict the price of a house, our inputs might include its square footage, the number of bedrooms, and its geographical location. These are the known variables that serve as the foundation for our prediction model to work with. Outputs, on the other hand, are what we are trying to predict. These are the unknown values or categories that our model will generate based on the inputs it receives. Continuing our house pricing example, the output would be the predicted selling price of the house. Other examples could be whether a loan application will be approved, a simple yes or no, or if a customer is likely to stop using a service, a true or false outcome. The output is the ultimate goal of our prediction task. To be more precise, the individual pieces of information within our inputs are called features. Features are the measurable attributes or characteristics that describe each data point. For instance, in our house pricing example, square footage is a numeric feature, number of bedrooms is another numeric feature, and zip codes would be a categorical feature. These distinct features are what the prediction model actually analyzes to find patterns and make predictions. Selecting and preparing the right features is a critical step in any prediction task. The prediction model itself is essentially a sophisticated function. It takes all the input features we provide, processes them, and then generates the predicted output. For now, you can think of it as a black box that performs complex calculations. Its purpose is to learn the underlying relationship between the features and the output from past data. This function can be a simple linear equation or an incredibly intricate neural network, but its fundamental role remains the same: to transform what we know into what we want to predict. Prediction tasks generally fall into a few main categories. The first type we will look at is regression. Regression tasks are all about predicting a continuous numerical value. This means the output can be any number within a certain range, like predicting a house price of $355,000.75, or forecasting the temperature in degrees Celsius. On a graph, you might see input features plotted against their corresponding output values, and a regression model tries to draw a line or curve that best fits these data points, allowing us to predict new values. The second major type of prediction task is classification. Unlike regression, where we predict a continuous number, classification tests predict a discrete category or class. This means the output is one of a predefined set of labels, such as spam or not spam for an email, or dog, cat, or bird for an image. Visually, classification models often try to draw boundaries that separate different groups of data points, assigning new, unseen data to the most likely category. So, how does a prediction model learn to perform these tasks? It learns from what we call training data. Training data is a collection of past examples where we already know both the input features and their corresponding correct outputs. For instance, a dataset of many houses, each with its square footage, number of bedrooms, and the actual price it sold for. The model studies these input-output pairs, looking for patterns and relationships. It uses this historical information to adjust its internal workings, effectively learning how to map features to outputs. The training process is where the model actively learns. Imagine our regression example. We have many data points, and our model starts with a random, incorrect line. During training, the model repeatedly compares its current predictions for the training data to the actual true outputs. It then identifies how far off its predictions are and makes tiny adjustments to its internal parameters, like the slope and intercept of its line. This iterative process, often guided by algorithms like gradient descent, continues until the model's predictions are as close as possible to the true outputs, effectively learning the underlying patterns. Once a model has been trained, it is ready to make predictions on new, unseen data. This is its primary purpose. We provide the trained model with a new set of input features, for example, the details of a house that was not part of the training data. The model then uses the patterns and relationships it learned during training to process these new features. It applies its internal function and, in an instant, generates a predicted output, such as the predicted selling price for that new house. This ability to generalize from learned examples to new situations is what makes prediction tasks so powerful. To quickly recap, we have learned that prediction tasks are about using known inputs, or features, to forecast unknown outputs. We differentiate between regression tasks, which predict continuous numerical values, and classification tasks, which predict discrete categories. The core of this process is the prediction model, which learns patterns from historical training data consisting of input-output pairs. Once trained, this model can then be applied to new features to generate new predictions. But how do we know if our predictions are actually good? That will be the focus of our next discussion, evaluating the performance of our prediction models. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe for more.